This is going to be a collective message for whoever needs to hear it. It does not matter what element or zodiac you are. If it resonates, it could be your message. So I have pulled some cards in the pre-shuffle. We have Departure was the first card that came out. We also have red flags. It did come out in the reverse position, so I feel like there were some kind of red flags that were distorted in the past that may be coming into focus now. And then we have past life. So you could be realizing how certain past life wounds or situations, or even wounds from your childhood, could be playing a part in why you were allowing certain red flags or behaviors to play out in the partnerships around you. Okay, this could be business partnerships, more likely lovers, friendships, right? Like this could be some kind of I heard misuse of you, your energy, your time, and your essence is what I heard. So we're going to take a deeper look. I know the song that came up for you is Up to Me by Little Stranger, and Pip the Pansy is the other artist on this song. And the lyrics say, never better, never worse, efforts bless an addict, it comes with a curse. Every time I try to do the right thing, life brings under the bed storm with the lightning. I thought he said every blessing comes with a curse. I thought that's what he said in the song, but I could be wrong. And so it says life brings under the bed storm with the lightning. So you could feel like every time you try to get ahead or make momentum, things go sideways, and you're wondering what these blockages are, why you keep falling for the same person but in a different vessel, the same lesson playing on repeat. So it says, so I think I should go and blaze my own trail, raise hell. What's the worst that could happen? Well, you could fall for a dramatic addict, always bringing static, wreaking havoc your life until you're manic in a panic, super tragic. You decide to go and move into the attic. You remember just how good you effing had it. Damn it, but I never listen, I never learn, I play with fire, so I get burned. Give me a minute, because I can change shit, but I didn't. Okay, so that could be a song that applies to your situation. There could be healing messages in that music for you. But I do have some books and some cards and some other insight for us here. I know that the lightning reference has been coming through strongly recently, and I did learn from this book, the 72 Angels of Magic. There is a section in here that speaks about lightning as a visualization, being a form of contact to be able to call on angels to support you, especially angels that you have a working relationship with, or guardian angels that may work to bring you messages already. Or with the Two of Cups, I mean, I guess this could be a brand new connection as well. Okay, this is the card I used to mark the page. But I want to read you part of this. It says, the first of these concerns the energy of lightning or electricity. Magic is often concerned with the four elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Okay. It says they are used symbolically in many rituals. The fifth element is often referred to as spirit or something similar. I'm thinking of that movie, The Fifth Element, now. We have found, however, that when you bring the power of electricity, the blue light that thunders from the sky, into your rituals, it forges an instant connection between you and the spirits. After all, lightning makes a visible connection between the heavens and the earth. Occult literature is filled with spells and rituals that refer to lightning, and the word thunder appears in sacred texts more often than you would suppose. Electricity, far from being a modern invention, is something that the ancients used for angelic contact. It is the secret key that opens many magical pathways. And so, to me, reading this, when I started to really focus on working with the angels and the sigils in particular, what really piqued my interest was how the sigils closely resemble certain circuits, and I don't know what the correct word is, but certain connections that the electricians use, right, in their work, and how these electric signals are able to travel through these circuit boards to express certain forms of communication or generation or power. right? And so once that connection was made, that the sigils and angelic energy in particular operates on the same type of frequency or in the same form, it was like it just clicked, right? And so this book goes on to say that you can actually visualize lightning as a form of contact, a form of instant contact into heaven. And it says, let's see, where does it say? Our brains are riddled with electrical charge, and when our thoughts are directed to imagine lightning, we can connect with a host of angels. If you want to get an angel's attention, this is the way. When you look at the science behind lightning, it hints at the beautiful occult truth of electricity. Electrical flow is caused when electrical charge is out of balance. If there is a negative charge, a flow of electrons comes in to restore balance. This is what magic does. It creates a flow of change that brings balance into your life. This is a massive oversimplification, but it's worth reading about electricity because it is a symbolic echo of the way we can slip out of balance and then attract a flow of change to restore balance. It's also worth noting that when we see lightning strike the ground, the bright fork of lightning we see most clearly is actually the return stroke so when we see lightning, it's actually energy returning back to heaven. Isn't that crazy? As the energy travels back to the cloud. It isn't a bolt from above that we see, but the light returning to the heavens. This means there is an almost continual energy exchange going on. With the lightning strike happening somewhere in the world almost every second, we are always in contact with the heavens. So yeah, that's a very cool book if you guys want to check that out. I don't know. Let's find out, what does viewer need to know? You instantly grab the good things oracle, so you must be in some need of good news. We have confidence coming through for the viewer. So you're going to be feeling confident that whatever you are leaving behind in this departure, that it's going to last this time. It's going to create lasting change. You could have been saying that you were going to change for a while, and then you would really get upset with yourself or somebody in your life when they weren't able to implement the change that was promised. We have money increase. So when you do make this departure, I feel like you're going to be receiving some kind of reward. I heard sustenance for this departure. Okay, so pray about it, whatever it is that you're leaving behind, but look for that confirmation, because I feel like some of you have been feeling really unsatisfied for quite a long time. All right. Friendship coming through. You're going to be making friends along the way, people that have been on the same type of journey or that have experienced the same sort of heartbreak. Okay, listen to the guidance that they have for you. Listen with an open mind, I'm hearing, because I feel like there's going to be certain people that surprise you, the things that they've experienced or the things that they can understand. All right, we have visit coming through. A welcome visitor will soon arrive, a meeting, and I'm instantly picking up on someone going into some kind of like facility because of the addiction energy here in the lyrics, or it could also be a hospital, okay? And taking note of the people that come to visit or making time to visit somebody who could be going through something. I'm also picking up on somebody spending time with friends in a positive way, inviting people over. You may be feeling drawn to isolate or really close off the rest of the world right now, but I'm picking up on parties, barbecues, pool parties is really coming through. Renewed love, maybe spending time by bodies of water, a strengthening of bonds, resolutions, and strong connections. So I feel like this person or business that you're walking away from, you could feel like you have a strong connection, but once you start to move away, you're going to be rewarded with even stronger, more resilient, more healthy connections. I'm hearing that expression, there's plenty of fish, right? Plenty of fish in the sea. We have help. You receive a leg up, assistance available, and a lucky offer. What does viewer need to know? Okay, we have lust in reverse. This could be looking at something long-term, not wanting to get caught up in the infatuation or the short term of something, and not allowing jealousy to dictate your choices, because I feel like you could be that energy of up to me, right? Like feeling like certain things are outside of your control, There is this like balance of accountability versus divine forces at play. So take that how it resonates. We have hot and cold showing up. You deserve better than my hot and cold behavior. You deserve better, viewer. And yeah, this person could have some kind of drinking addiction, or their mind and heart could be in a different place than where yours is, as far as commitment, as I heard strategy, okay? Celebration. Having you in my life is worth celebrating every day. And if that doesn't resonate with you, I was picking up on that pool party celebration, getting out with friends, okay? Getting those fun ice cubes to put in your drinks is going to make you feel fancy. Not feeling jealous about other people, either coming into this connection that you're leaving, or being afraid of missing out on something. Like it's kind of that energy of, yeah, we got loneliness. It's kind of that energy of when you're leaving somebody who suffers from addiction and having that fear that the version of them that you fell in love with, the best version, the best side of them, is going to come back as soon as you leave. Letting go of that fear is going to set you free. Okay, you should be more focused on the best version of you coming back, viewer. Okay, yeah, we have reconciliation with the wine. So if you're thinking about leaving for a temporary or short-term duration, because I think in the lyrics he says, am I going to leave you? No, not forever. I do feel like if you don't leave this connection forever, this is a pattern that's going to come back, okay? Because you see how they're holding the wine glass. And so really being certain, really being true to yourself, picking yourself when you're going through this purification process, picking true love, right, with this rose here. Picking yourself, picking a tomorrow, picking a family, right? If you're somebody who doesn't have a family and you want to have a happy home and a happy family. There's a song that's coming to mind right now, and it's by Dax, and it's Lonely Dirt Road, I think is the name of the song. And he sings, it's just he, myself, and I on this lonely dirt road, and he's talking about how he's driving home, and he's reflecting on conversations he had with his father about a house isn't a home without a happy wife and a family. And he has these conversations with God on this lonely dirt road when he starts to feel overwhelmed. And so you could be taking that time to really discuss your feelings with God, because a lot of people might not know this or forget this, but God truly cares about how you're feeling and wants you to come to him and discuss your heart and the matters that are weighing heavy. And I wouldn't be surprised if God grants you rest after that you're able to sleep soundly after this prayer, and that you wake up feeling like your heart has been restored, like you have new strength, spiritual strength that wasn't there before. And don't be afraid to use that lightning visualization to reach heaven if you feel like your prayers aren't breaking through the barrier. If you feel like your prayers are not breaking through the barrier, don't be afraid to use that lightning visualization. Did you see that? See how magical? This almost looks like lightning, huh? We got roots here. This has a lot to do with generational cycles. This has a lot to do with healing that you inherited, whether you are conscious of it or not. Ancestors, the familiar, grounding, reconciliation, returning, and identity. I just saw 444 on the camera, which is usually a sign of angelic protection, stability, spiritual protection, and home, parenting, childhood, mothering, emotions. All fourth house energy, the frequency of 4. 1 second. I had to get water. I was thirsty, but I was just curious what this book had to say, Numbers That Preach. I heard that this book is used when in like preacher school. I don't know what it's called. seminary, I don't know, but the school that teaches people how to be pastors and preachers. So the number 4, creation and things that are made. The number has to do with the things that are made. 4 is the world number. It is the number God stamps on things that have to do with all the world, and the number he uses to mark when he is doing work within his creation. Now go, cat, go. In the beginning of all creation, God stamped the number 4 all over that event by the way he created the whole shebang. A little pun for our Big Bang theorist buddies. On the first day of creation, we see that God said, God saw, God divided, and God called in order to make it happen. Go to Genesis 1 and check it out. From that point forward, God uses the number 4 to represent things that have to do with material creation, or as Matthew 24:14 says, all the world. And Matthew 24:14 reads, as this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. This is why there are 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water, 4 regions, north, south, east, and west, 4 seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter, and 4 lunar cycles: new moon, first quarter, full moon, and third quarter, 4 divisions of the day: morning, noon, evening, and night, 4 divisions of man, lands, tongue, families, and nations. Michael Hogger points out that the term heaven and earth can be found exactly 4 times in Scripture. The phrases covers all things created. Okay, cool. All right, let's pull some more cards for you, viewer. What does viewer need to know today? What does viewer need to know about the issues at hand? Sickle. So I'm kind of picking up on seasons, cycles, okay, knowing when certain times for something is coming to an end. And, it's like planting the seeds or versus the time of harvest. Okay, you are observing the natural flow of nature and life, and therefore understanding that there are certain chapters coming to a close in your life, and that the longer you try to hold on to what is dead and gone, the more that you're going to be feeling the effects of decay. Okay, but the more open you are and willing you are to take that faith and that trust and to put it in God and the guardian angels that are trying to guard you and guide your way, the more that you're going to start to see true magic created in your life. Hourglass, old school ways of thinking. You're getting rid of the old school ways of thinking, and I'm really picking up on that scene in Aladdin where Jasmine's stuck in the hourglass. Okay, so there could be something significant about feeling trapped by time. Old school ways of thinking: time is running out, death is near, time is the enemy, and turned upside down. I'm also kind of picking up on that scene too where Jasmine's like convincing Jafar that she's into him. So this could be essential in somebody's escape route. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say to that. We have harp. Harp here. It says hope, authentic, knows oneself, disconnect from conflict, peace, new friends, and living in harmony. You could be healing through music. You could be receiving answers through music. You could be seeing undeniable synchronicities related to music. Stars could also be really essential or symbolic to you at this time, and harps as well. I know I'm leaning a lot on the books today, but there's another page I had marked here that I want to read to you really quick, and it says singing to angels. If you want an angel to hear your request, you should sing. You've heard about choirs of angels. This is the language they speak. An angel always hears your singing voice. This is one of my favorite occult discoveries. Isn't that just so magical, viewer? I think that's the most magical synchronistic confirmation that I've gotten all year. So tell me some good things that are coming in for viewer as we close out this message, because we know it's going to be an exciting new chapter for you once you regain your rest, your strength, and your respect for yourself. right? And how you're being treated for yourself. And the authentic life that God created for you. Okay, the people that we surround ourselves with, they can bring out the best of us or the worst of us. And I think that's why those lyrics too in that Little Stranger song is saying, never better, never worse, right? So choosing happiness, choosing the best version of yourself, it would be a disservice to yourself and your future children, right? This lineage that it's not up to you, right? We don't get to pick our family. I think that we get to choose certain attributes, virtues, and purpose that we want to embody in certain lifetimes. And we get to choose the give and take that it takes to get there. There's pros and cons to everything, right? But I think you're starting to see where your accountability lies and what you can control, and where there's certain spiritual influences at play. And you can ask God to make you wise enough to know the difference, okay? The Lord's Prayer is really coming through. And I think if you repeat the Lord's Prayer, I'm hearing every day for the next 90 days, your life will be completely different. We got binge eating coming out. Okay, so you could be being careful of binges at this time. Observing the cycle and how you feel afterwards. We have savings plan. And we have aced exams. And what I'm really picking up on here is that God counted your tears. Even on those days that you were just alone in your car, alone in your truck, and it was just He, Himself, He, myself, and I, right? Like that song. It was just you and God counted every tear. I heard He had angels on watch, and they saw every tear that fell, and they gathered it in a jar, and a tree grew. And this tree is going to set your family free. Even if you don't have this family yet. There's a family waiting for you in heaven, I'm hearing. They're waiting for you to make the right choice. To ace this exam, this test that you didn't ask for but has come nonetheless, because it wasn't up to you. But you're picking you because that's the answer. That's the answer.